Welcome back to the Gratu Orloff Show, March 23rd, 2021. It's episode 335. Yeah. Haven't been on since Sunday night. We had a long marathon session where we were organizing these Bronze Age comics, and looks like that's what I'm continuing to do today. Where will I start? Yeah, okay, shit. Okay, we'll just start here. Okay, so I went through, okay, there's the box with X-Men, so this must go after that. Okay, so this has the remainder of my Bronze Age X-Men comics. I gotta slow down. When I get tired, I just start showing comics like this, you know, it's like torture. So I'll try to slow down. 185. I have this problem in that I assume everyone's got these comics because they're so recent. They're Bronze Age. Come on, I mean, everyone has these. You've seen them a million times. But I forget that some of you weren't born when these came out. And I just assume everyone's my age and was collecting comics at the same time as me. And so that's I beg your forgiveness for that. That's 187. Let me move this camera up a little bit closer. All right. 188. See, it's moving into a time period where it's starting to get ugly. It's just not, it doesn't have that cool look of the 70s and 80s. I don't know, there's just something. Are we in the 90s yet? That's usually, you probably know how much I disparage the 90s. Oh shit, it's only 1984. I think that this is like a recent comic because of my mental illness. Sometimes I forget what year it is. In fact, I try to forget what year it is. It's not a pleasant time. This is 193. $194. I guess we're still about 10 years away from the animated series that introduced the X-Men to average people. At this point, no one knew who the X-Men were, except for people that hung out in comic book stores. But once that Saturday morning cartoon started, which was very good, normal kids on playgrounds knew who the X-Men were, not just the comic nerds. Well, so I guess tomorrow's the big day that King Kong vs. Godzilla premieres on HBO Maximus. Although I think they're calling it Godzilla vs. Kong to distinguish it from the real King Kong vs. Godzilla. Of course, even that wasn't the real King Kong. I don't know. I'll watch it. It shouldn't be too horrific. Or will it? Oh, John Romita Jr. That's the problem. Yeah. Wait, how much time has passed here? That was 199. And then I go to 281. I have a feeling there's a bunch of X-Men over in that box. I need to go check, because this is ridiculous. All of a sudden, we're in this ghastly 90s period. And you can't tell me I didn't buy any X-Men comics in the intervening time. I'll go check in a minute. 301. Zit fighters from outer space. Yeah, this is 90s looking and unpleasant. 302. See, I don't like this kind of look, this kind of stuff. See, yeah, this kind of 90s ridiculousness, I don't know. That's just not me. But you can get this X-Men video game. 309. 310. 313. 315. 'The artwork here is not too bad. Who's this artist? Well, it should be the same artist that I was just making fun of. Dan Green and Tim Townsend. I think that's what it says. I don't know these people, but this is the X-Men in whatever year this was. Oh, that might date it. When they were still the WWF. They changed to WWE. Huh. Alright. Here's 320. 321. Where's the number? Oh, now they put it down there. Disgusting. 322. Oh, and then that must be the end of my X-Men run, because then I have a king size annual number 3 from 1979. I always put the annuals after the run. Here's number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. And then I skipped to number 17 from 1993, and you see it has the hideous 90s art. Yeah, man. Here's a giant size X-Men number 2. This was not the one to buy. It was what was it? Giant size X-Men number 4, or the one that had the new X-Men. Anyway, I didn't buy that issue. Here's a reprint of it. Giant Size X-Men #1. What? Yeah, okay, I knew that. Giant Size X-Men #1, and then the one I had was Giant Size X-Men #2, where it's just reprints of the old X-Men. Oh, if I had just bought it the month before. Actually, I didn't buy that when it came out. I bought that later. So, oh well. Well, this is the first issue of the X-Men, so it must be worth a lot of money. I think this is one of those things where they had a whole bunch of different covers. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's okay. I won that as a prize, I remember, at Cosmic Comics. But I think it had different covers. Here's X-Men #20. Again, I didn't like this starting the numbering over. I never have liked it. X-Men 21. X-Men 29. And they're selling VHS tapes of the cartoon on the back. X-Men 30. Oh, it's a... Who is this? Oh. I think this is Joe Kubert's son that did this. And then they had this X-Men Unlimited. You know, X-Men turned into Richie Rich at this point, and they had a million different titles. X-Men Unlimited #2. What the hell is that? Right. That's something else. I'm looking at the camera, the reflection of the camera, and I thought I saw like boobs, like that was one boob and that was one boob, but apparently that's part of his shoulder. Anyway.
You know, when we took office last night,
this is X-Men #1 again. I guess this is a Toys R Us thing.
I served in the Senate, as you all know, for 19,000 years. Neither I nor the country will ever forget
The Amazing X-Men #1.
More than 400 small breakfast tables gone. Look, did you ever imagine the United States, 11 miles long, 1,000% American assholes will get $5,600 with $85.
That's the Amazing X-Men. Here's the Astonishing X-Men.
$100,000 a year total. Unemployment benefits will be extended for 11 million years, giving everyone a chance, a chance.
Astonishing X-Men 2.
Make it possible to cut Americans in half. Let me say it again. This will create real trouble.
Astonishing X-Men 3.
And you know, it may sound strange, but we do that because the rest of the world is grossing, particularly China.
Kitty Pryde and Wolverine.
I also need to say a few words about economic.
It's a miniseries.
From Wall Street.
There's #2.
To the
but I would have thought I bought the whole series, so I have to check on this.
Lord, I'm going to lose my job in a week or so. It's about to expire.
X Factor 99.
Fuck you.
What? No, that's 98. This is 99.
Der gesunde Malztrunk bringt Schwung ins Leben. Vitamalz, ein reines Naturprodukt. Konzentrierte Kraft in jedem Glas.
Okay, here's X-Men Classics. And this reprints Neil Adams stories. And And same thing with this, number 2. I think the first X-Men comic I ever got was a Neal Adams story with Kazar on the cover. I traded it from a friend, and maybe an older brother had bought it because it was a 60s comic. It was real exciting to have that corner box. Yeah, so this is nicely done reprints. This is issue 3 of the Neal Adams stories. They brought in Neal Adams thinking it would help the comic sell, and it didn't work, so they ultimately just started doing reprints. They went into reruns for a few years until they came up with the new X-Men. And this is Marvel and DC combining X-Men and Teen Titans. Okay, here's an X-Men comic where they're trying to feed people that are starving. That was must have been around the time of, what was it, Live Aid? Some concert on MTV. It was fed on satellite all over the 85. Yeah, it's about that time. Yeah, they were, I forget what country was starving. So, X-Men 2099. I have no recollection of this at all, so it must not be that memorable. There were just too many titles, and there was just no way. It's just too much. Then there's X Universe. And it looks like that inside. Okay, then you have X-Men Adventures, which I assume is what? I don't know. If it's simplified stories for the kids that watch the TV show, I don't think so. I don't. Maybe it's reprints. Maybe it's. I'm thinking maybe it's reprints for kids that missed out the first time because they're weren't born yet. That's just ridiculous. X-Men Chronicles. Will it ever end? Generation Next. Yeah, it was just, to me, this doesn't even look like a comic book. X-Men Unlimited. Okay, whatever. And then I kind of got excited in this period. 2001, July of 2001. Wow, a couple of months before 9/11, I kind of saw this comic and thought the art looked interesting. And one of 3, you know, I started picking it up because I always wanted comics. It's like music, you know. Music was they once played good music on the radio, and then, you know, it's not like I want to just give up on music. I love music, but music is terrible today. But I'm kind of always hoping there'll be some great music that'll emerge and play on the radio. And even when comics got really bad, I was hoping, well, maybe there'll be a new generation of people that come along and change comics. Can you imagine a mother buying this for their son? It's just, you know, they need to be a little. I like the cover and everything. I'm not knocking it. It's just not very subtle. You know, because I still have this naive belief that comic books are really a medium for younger people, but I guess that long ago went out the window. Yeah, it looks like I stuck with this comic for a while. Well, yesterday we got about 5 or 6 episodes into the season 3 of American Gods, and that's fun. It's based on a book by Neil Gaiman. It's basically the old gods from all the different cultures. Basically, the premise of the book and the TV show is that whenever people immigrated to the United States, they brought their gods with them, and as long as there was 1 or 2 people believing in the old gods, they were there in the new world. So you've got Odin, you've got Demeter, you've got all these gods and goddesses from different cultures all over the world, from Africa, from Russia, and they're having to team up against the new gods that are coming along, like technology and the internet, and those are all personified. All the New World Order, all that. So it's, I'm not giving anything away. That's just the basis of plot descriptions. I'm tired, but I'm tired every day, man, so it's not anything new. Damn. That's a weird looking X-Men guy. Okay, so that's after 9/11 happened, which is the 20th anniversary of that's coming up. So these comics are 20 years old, but I still think of them as brand new. So I don't have any real perspective. The guy that plays Odin, he calls himself Mr. Wednesday in the show. I forget the name of the actor, but he was on that TV show Deadwood as a bad guy. And I wish I could have liked Deadwood, because it looked like a show I would have liked and had great production values and everything. It's just the sheer use of the word fuck was ridiculous, and to me ruined the show. And I've talked to many people that agree with me on that. It was just ridiculous. It took you out of the show and just, okay, well, I'm just going to count how many times they say it in one sentence, and then I can't really pay attention to what the story is, because I'm counting fucks. But he's a real good actor. He was even on Space 1999. But he's so incredibly old looking, but kind of acts youthful. So I looked it up to see how old is this guy. He's apparently, I don't remember if he's 70, I think he's 78, same age as Joe Biden. And then someone pointed out to me, if you watch that footage of Joe Biden going up the stairs to Air Force One, he falls 3 times, but he's like moving really fast, like it, almost like when they play silent movies at the modern projection rate and people move fast. He's like moving real fast up the stairs. Then he falls. Then he gets up real quick and then goes real quick. And it was just, I was listening to someone that was an athlete, much younger person. They're saying, I couldn't climb stairs that fast. There's something really strange about it. And I guess he was wondering if they're speeding up the film or what. Okay, I've got Ultimate X-Men 7. I think I got the first 6 of the Ultimate X-Men in a trade paperback. Yeah. Okay, Yeah, I didn't think I'd like this Ultimate stuff, but I tried it and I liked it, and it was the cool thing about it. Well, the thing that caused me not to mind it was that they weren't actually changing my wife's texting me that there's a special at Mama's Pizza today. Mama's Pizza is an institution here, not a mental institution. Near my high school, in between my high school and the local university, there was a place called Mama's Pizza, and it had this great pizza, like nothing I've ever tasted anywhere. And anyway, that location was long since torn down. I think that now is a Chipotle or a Taco Bell, about the same real estate where it was. And it disappeared for some years, then it came back on kind of a different part of town in an old building that used to be a Pizza Hut. I mean, it still has Pizza Hut chiseled into the door opener. And their pizza's great. So they're having a cheap deal. They do that like every other Tuesday. Oh, and you see the guy that Tuesday is named after in American Gods, the god Tyr, who from Norse mythology, that had one arm or one hand. Before I met a good friend of mine, before I met him, I guess in the early 80s, he and his friends that I would later meet, and we would all become friends. But this group of friends, before I met them, hung out at Mama's Pizza and befriended the owner. And so they said, well, he said, if you have any records you want to put on the jukebox, bring them in. So my friend brought her 45 in and said, here, put this on, it's Satisfaction. It was Satisfaction by the band The Residents, you know, that wear those big eyeball helmets. I'll give you a homework assignment. I'm sure it's on YouTube. Type in Residents Satisfaction and listen to that song, and imagine someone going to a normal person going to the jukebox and sing Satisfaction and figuring it's the Rolling Stones Satisfaction, or someone covering that. And it is, but just imagine what you hear in a few moments when you go to YouTube and look up Satisfaction by The Residents. Imagine that playing at top volume in a pizza place. I don't know how long that record stayed on the jukebox, but little funny things like that kind of make life worth living. Oh, we're actually getting to some stuff that I like that everyone else hates, which is kind of the story of my life. I told you how I went to a preview showing of Raiders of the Lost Ark, I'd say at least a month or two before it really came out, at the Six Flags Mall movie theater. And I went with my mother, because I don't think I even drove at that time, because that came out, 81, 65, yeah, I didn't even have a driver's license at that point. And I remember coming out of the theater loving that movie, man, with that wonderful John Williams theme in my head, and saying to my mom, that's great, that movie's great, it's a shame it's gonna bomb, because the average idiot is not gonna understand this movie. They're just not gonna like it, they're not gonna get it. This is a sideways comic. It's kind of like a giant Tijuana Bible, right? Except without the dirtiness. Or a giant Jack Chick tract, except it doesn't tell you how you need to repent on the last page. Weird. Well, I don't know how many comics have been made like that. But, yeah, I didn't think that would happen. I thought Raiders of the Lost Ark would bomb, and I was so surprised and delighted to find out that people liked it. You know, oh, and my friend and I went to see a preview showing of Gremlins, in right summer, spring of '84, and it was so great. And then we had to go back and see it when it came out, later for real. And it had been recut. They had re-edited the thing based on, because when you go to a preview showing, they have you fill out a little card and tell your opinion of the movie. Well, what did you like? What scenes did you not like? And so there's a scene where the gremlins take over a bar and get drunk and start acting wild, and people must have said, that scene is great, that's wonderful. And they must have said, let's add more to that scene, let's make that scene longer because the audience loves it. Well, the problem was the editing, the way it was done originally, made you laugh so hard that you thought you were going to pass out. I mean, it was painful. And then they lingered on shots and lingered on it, and it's like, okay, it was funny, but then you let it stretch on, and it ruined the punchline. It should have been cut. Star Wars is famous for its original cut was terrible, and then George Lucas's wife went in and recut it and just barely turned it in and turned it from something that was almost unwatchable to something that was a masterpiece. So she really deserves credit. This is a comic that people love called X-Force. Was taken over with this issue by Mike Allred and turned into a warped, insane comic with great artwork that looks like a real comic book, with words, and I loved it. And I remember the letter page in this was just people complaining that, bring back the old X-Force, this is shit. Well, they didn't use the word shit, but it was just really something I loved. So X-Force. But that's what I was about to say. Something I love, I just assume everyone else is going to dislike it. Like what happened with X-Force. I thought it was great. I mean, maybe you guys liked it, but it was not supported by the masses out there. I still gotta lose weight, man. My wife's telling me I'm starting to look like I'm pregnant. She was saying, I need to go buy some Cokes. And she says, no, buy some Topo Chicos, whatever, because they aren't fattening. I was like, oh no. My wife's starting to notice how fat I was. I thought I was hiding it. Yeah, I gotta lose weight. 123. Yeah, I like this thing. Oh, and then like Darwin Cook did this issue. These are the artists that I liked. Was damn, yeah, man. It's like there were these really great artists, that came out. It was Alex Ross, and there was Darwin Cook, and there was what's this? The All Reds, and there's someone else. There's some other artists. I mean, there's artists that to me stand out from the pack. Like in the early 70s, you had Bernie Wrightson and Mike Klug and Neil Adams. These artists that really stood out, at least to me. And this was just a comic I loved. 126. Look at that. I love this stuff. This is not. This looks more like a kiddie comic, but it's actually more adult than all this stuff where the characters have their boobs hanging out, bottom of their boobs hanging out, and they're all looking all 90s rock star extreme. With the fucking gold foil and the fucking mirror comic covers. Yeah, it was a good thing. Oh, I got a new subscriber. Steve Keeter, the Classic Comics Man. Subscribe to my channel, it says at the top. That's cool. That means I'm up to, I think, 216 people. So whenever someone subscribes, I always go and check out their channel and see what they're like. Oh, you need to look at Graphic Man's new video that he put up this morning. He shows how he has a comics database where he can read comics when he's off on vacation on a tablet or something, or on a little pad, and he's got them all organized by genre and time period. And the cool thing is he'll organize comics not by year but by month, so you get to see, you know, okay, this Spider-Man #1 came out right at the same time that the Hulk #6 was on the stand, so you'd see which ones were on the stand at the same time, and the order that Marvel Comics really came in. You know, I started doing on my shelf where I have all my DVD Blu-rays for the Marvel movies. You know, I could order them alphabetically, but I didn't think that would, like I do with the comics. I decided to do it chronologically because the movies really need to be seen in order. Really, they do. Yeah. So I put them chronologically. But I still haven't bought Captain Marvel, but I'm kind of a completist, and I should have that. I think Captain Marvel may be the only one I didn't get. Well, I mean, of the real Marvel movies, I still haven't seen that last X-Men movie. I heard it was so bad. Why is this #3? Did they start it over? Oh, I guess they started it over. Oh, I see. People wanted the title X-Force, so they gave X-Force back to all the people that wanted X-Force, so they became X-Statix. I remember now. I must have 2 copies of this issue. Didn't I just show that? Yeah, I like this. So, anyway, I wonder when I stop reading this and why. I'll have to see. There's no warning on the cover that this is for mature audiences. Or maybe the lack of the comics code, but I don't know when the comics code just died off on its own. I can't remember. It wasn't a big deal to me because I don't think I was reading comics that often at the time it happened. This is #7 of X-Statix. #9. Yeah, I don't ever hear people talking about this comic, so maybe people didn't like it. Issue are we up to? 12. $14. $15. $16. Looks like I have 2 copies of 17. I'm not sure why. I think I just wasn't sure if I bought it, possibly. What time period are we dealing with here? Here's #18. March 2004. Here's 19. $20. 21. Cool. 22. Ooh. Then I go to 25. So I need to get 23 and 24. Not sure why that happened. 26 is apparently the final issue. I don't know if they brought him back. I mean, unless they have good artists, I'm not really that interested. Wolverine and Dupe miniseries. And then they gave Dead Girl a miniseries. Oh wait, here's the missing. They're out of order. Here's Ecstatics 23, the one of the ones I said was missing. But I think I'm still missing a 24 though. 22, yeah, 23. Let's see if 24 pops up. If comics were like this, I'd figure out a way to be in a comic store every Wednesday. I don't know, maybe there's comics like this today and I'm just not aware of them. But, yeah, I don't know. Alright, so I'm still missing that one issue. What was it, 24? So I have that one. Okay, so then this is an Underground comic, and I need to pull it because I'm creating a separate box for Underground comics. Oh, and I really like this. Also, I forgot to tell you about these artists. This was a fun comic.
Endowed with special psi powers, she releases the new world. Slain battles into his future to fight the invading Caesarians. Judge Dredd, judge, jury, and executioner. 2000 AD, rated creep. Communication terminated. 2000 AD.
Am I missing number 4? Looks like I'm missing number 4. Damn. Okay, I gotta look into that. 6. And I'm missing number 7. What do we got here from ACG? It's the 60s, yeah, baby. A stupid reference to Austin Powers. But it's reprints of 60s stuff from... This is... I think this is from like Go-Go magazine or something. It's reprints from the 60s, but from what comic, I'm not sure. I'll put that in Underground. Oh, here's a childhood comic from my childhood. Yogi Bear from Charlton. Yogi Bear number 11. And then this is also from my childhood. It's got a coloring section. Let's see if I colored it. It's got cool coloring pages. Oh, my brother. Well, I did color in his tongue. For the most part, I didn't alter it. But I see my brother did something here. So I'm gonna have to get out a magnifying glass to see what this is.
The answer to a supervillain is always with him, hidden within his
I'll show you.
In swift seconds,
You see that?
automatic electrically powered assembly units.
Let's see what it says.
Computerized energy circuits.
Oh wait, there's something on her here too.
Armored champion
See that there?
Iron Man.
I don't think I can focus and you can read that. There's a little guy that says, "Colonel, the Indians are restless again." And then on George Jetson's hair it says, "Me send 'em more signals. Don't start 'em forest fire." Not very politically correct of my brother. Oh wait, my brother filled this postcard out too. I'm gonna have to read that. Well, this would have been like 1970 probably, whatever. Dear Boo Boo, I don't like my vacation very much. The sun is burning and kids are jumping on my sunburn. Some vacation, huh? I get hit with the kids' ball practically every time they throw it to each other. There are many nuisances here, and ouch! A lobster just bit me on my sunburned little toe. Hope you're having a good time. It would have to be better than it is here, Yogi.
The Incredible Hulk.
Fantastic.
Strongest being to walk
Well, that's something I haven't read since
indescribable power.
Seriously, I haven't read that in that summer of 1971. I don't think, I know I haven't read that since, I haven't even opened that comic since the mid-1970s. Here's another childhood comic. It's a Whitman variant. Yosemite Sam. We're getting up to the Y's, we're almost done with the alphabet, right? Oh, we've got the Young All-Stars, right? $15. Oh, look, I got a Young Blood comic. See, I was trying to give the 90s a chance. I tried. I stuck my toe into the wading pool. And then here's 7. It's like this. Extreme. It's an extreme comic. This is the artist that drew Captain America looking like he was 9 months pregnant and like ready to nurse.
Attention Kmart shoppers.
Okay, this definitely needs to be in the underground comics section.
On duty at all times to fill your needs. Stop by today and meet our pharmacists. They will be happy to discuss and quote prices on all of your prescription
Wonderful
needs.
Gray Morrow cover on
We
this
hope the next time
Zatanna
it's necessary
special.
For you to visit a pharmacy, you will come to Kmart, your complete shopping
Oh, yeah, there are Z's in the alphabet, aren't there? 0 Hour, number 4, followed by 0 Hour number 3. My numbering is backwards. Followed by number 2. I was backwards. Followed by 1. And then I assume 0. Oh, look, you can draw your own cover. Good thing my brother didn't get a hold of this. And oh, okay. Beyond 0 Hour. Oh, man. I don't like seeing Superman with a mullet. I don't like seeing that. Okay, what do we have here?
Will security please
Neil
report to
Adams
Section 3, security to Section
wanted
3,
to
please?
create his own characters and just couldn't do it. Que lastima. What a shame. Okay, now I've got these DC Showcase freebie things. You know, I don't know what the hell.
Please have the check
I must have
approved
picked up a
at the
bunch of
service
copies just
before
because
going through
I must like the design of these action figures. I might have gotten the Wonder Woman out there. Oh, and I got a bunch of garbage here at the end. What is this shiza? It's an Uncanny X-Men number 423. I guess it needs to be put in. Oh, but look at this. It's a beat-up
Attention, please.
Turok, son of Stone, giant.
For your convenience,
This definitely won't fit in a normal
comic.
comic bag. This is a... Yeah. Put this over here. Here's a Mike Allred comic. But it needs to be sleeved in the right spot. Spaceman. Yeah, I've got some comics here at the end of the alphabet that belong elsewhere, like this All-Star Squadron. So I'm gonna pull this to put into. Let me file this X-Men comic while I'm at it. 423. What is X-Men up to today? Wonder how far they've gotten number-wise. I know they restarted it, but I think now Marvel at least has the smarts to put legacy numbering, so a little tiny print they tell you the what it would have been 320, 321. What the hell number is this? 322. Okay, so I would think that 423 would it be after that. Here's a Thor comic that's out of order. Oh, here's one of the Spire Christian comics. Tom Landry and the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, I got Tomb of Darkness. Okay, is this another attempt by Neil Adams to, yes, Valeria the She-Bat, another one of his attempts. Vogue. There's Werewolf by Night 30, not in the right spot. Wait, what were we at? We went to the Z, right? Is it? Oh, this needs to be another box. Wildcats. This may be the only one I ever got. 3. I think I heard that it was going to be a Saturday morning cartoon, and I wanted to try it out to see what it was like. Okay, now I see what I've got here. There was this new X-Men comic. I don't know what. This is already 132. This is 131. Did we have new X-Men? There's just too many X. Oh, here it is. 130. 131, 132. Okay, 133. All right, so those go in there. What do we have here? Ultimate X-Men 22. Okay. Here's a 9-cent Fantastic Four. They're obviously desperate to get you to try that. Oh, another copy of What the? is. Okay. Okay. Yeah, what the is their not brand deck kind of thing. Okay, all right, I need to file that in the right spot. I got a bunch of just general comics at the end here. The Adventures of Superboy. 21. Then I have a comic buyer's guide, price guide, comic buyer's guide, price guide from June of 1990. I used to have that shirt. I used to wear it out, and I had the one where the Rocketeer had Betty Page thrown over his shoulder, and I don't know. I guess I don't think I'd wear that out today. Maybe the world's more politically correct, or maybe I was just didn't have any common sense when I was in college, or whatever that was. Here's a Modern Comics reprint of Judo Master. Ultra. Who is Prime? Josie and the Pussycats. That's a good cover. This is number 60. It's actually Archie and Friends featuring Josie and the Pussycats. Free Comic Book Day, Justice League Adventures. Here's Fightin' Marines, number 151. Charlton. Alex Ross, Justice.
Just like that.
Warp. Okay. This is Our Army at War, coverless comic from September of 1958. Our Army at War, number 74. I'll get that with my Our Army at War comics. This is the DC Direct Currents newsletter. They gave it away free at comic stores, promoting their new Catwoman comic. The comic Crypt Keeper of Castle Hill showed off his Catwoman comics this morning on YouTube. But that was a comic I enjoyed. I don't think I have the complete run, but I might. I showed it the other night, so you guys might remember better than me. Then I've got another one. Oh, Steve Rude was another one of these great artists from that time period. Forgotten, yeah. You see, he draws like he knows what he's doing. It looks like a real comic book. When I say real comic book, I mean the comic books of my childhood. And I'm stuck on comics looking like that. I've got some more Grooves that need to be filed with the Grooves. I think I got lazy and just started putting comics at the end of the alphabet instead of trying to go through all these boxes when they used to be in a big, all in a giant closet. How did I fit them? I had them all fit in this closet right there. How did I fit 41 boxes in that closet? I took them out of that closet because I was thinking it might get too hot in the summer in that closet. There's the Spectrum thing and little flyer previewing JLA Liberty and Justice flyer promoting Xenozoic Tales. Damn. Then I've got some Wizards. Striker, Secret of the Berserker. I was just hearing this Berserker comic is apparently something that Keanu Reeves is writing. And they've drawn the character to look like him. These are some beat up comics from... these are beat up comics from those Wounded Wonder packs that Lone Star used to sell. There's a gold key Daniel Boone. Doesn't have a back cover. And then this is a really... What did they do to this Howard the Duck? Why is it... Well, it's all there, but I have a mint Howard the Duck you saw the other day. My friend that I talk about often that passed away a few years ago, his name is Tom Ranoni, and he was working on this movie called Freaked, F-R-E-A-K-E-D, and it was I don't know, what's the guy, there's Keanu Reeves, and then there was the blonde guy and Bill and Ted. The blonde guy, I can't think of his name right now, I can never think when I'm filming, is a really brilliant filmmaker. He's made great little videos and stuff, and well, anyway, because Bill and Ted had been made, they let him direct his own movie, right? And he made a movie about a guy that's creating freaks for a circus carnival thing. And Keanu Reeves stars in it, and is one of the characters in it. And so, anyway, it's a pretty obscure movie, but they were filming it in Los Angeles, and they were filming right at the heart of where, when the Rodney King verdict came back. They were filming right in the heart of where all that erupted, and Los Angeles burst into flames. So, my late friend was a big proponent of the Second Amendment, as his whole family have always been, and he's always got some kind of firearm, or did. So, you know, people in Hollywood made fun of him for that, but then all of a sudden the world bursts into flames around where they're filming. And all of a sudden, people are like, oh. And the producers of the movie apparently left in a helicopter. They got out quick. And then the people making the movie, including the people that were the stars of the movie, were kind of left to fend for themselves. And so I think my friend had, I don't know if it was a 50s Cadillac. I think it was that he was restoring. And he said he got Keanu Reeves to jump in the Cadillac with him, and he drove through all that mayhem and with the steering wheel. But he had, oh, here's a gun. He was like steering like this, where they could see that he had a gun, right? But I'm sure it was a much bigger gun than that. So anyway, he always told me the story that he had saved Keanu Reeves' life, that because he rescued him from that. Anyway, so that's, when was that? The 90s? 90s probably, yeah. Early 90s? So cut to last year, about a year, last January, my wife's in San Francisco with some friends, and they were going to a concert of some, what's the guy that's in the Faith No More guy? I don't remember his name. He was in Mr. Bungle. He's like a musical genius. Everyone loves him. I don't know, but he was playing a concert with, that horrible Laurie Anderson. It was like some artsy-fartsy thing. And anyway, my wife's there, and Keanu Reeves is right there with his wife or girlfriend or whatever it is. And so my wife goes right up to talk to him, and her friends are saying, no, don't talk to him. Like, no, you shouldn't do that. And she asked him if she remembered my friend, and he said, "Oh, what's his name?" He's kind of like, he says, "That was on the set of Freaked." He kind of pretending he didn't quite remember. But you remember when someone saves your life. He didn't want to admit to it right in front of his wife, you know, that this insane man had saved his life, you know, especially someone that's John Wick, you know, he didn't need someone to save his life. Okay, what is this damn thing? Caliber rounds. It's some little cheap pulp paper flyer thing that's promoting comics coming out. Interesting. I got a couple of Dark Horse. What the fuck just happened? Where did that go? Oh. Dark Horse Heroes Ghost. Remember this character? I like this character. Whoever this artist is also one of the good ones. Because it looks like real art. Yeah, Adam Hughes. Yeah, he's another one. Yeah, Adam Hughes. I forgot about him. Wait, is he the Xenozoic Tales guy? Who's the Oh, Mark Schultz. That's another artist I like from that time period. It's not that I hated everything. Okay, here's a fake X-Men 28. It looks pretty real. Wow, what great mint condition your X-Men 28 is until you turn it around and see, oh, it's not a 60s comic. It's from a J.C. Penney's. They reprinted a bunch of 60s Marvel comics and put new ads in them, and they sold them as a pack through their catalog. But they look really good in spinner rack, like here. This Young Men is from that, and this Fantastic Four is from that. This Amazing Fantasy 13 is from that. This Fantastic Four is from that, and so is this Thor. And you know, you can put them in a spinner rack, and you don't worry about, you know, actually putting a really precious, real 60s comic in a spinner rack, because, anyway, this is a childhood Dennis the Menace comic. You can see that I traced from it. Look at that. I wonder if one of those irons that everybody's using now to flatten their comics would help this. Yeah, I was so into Dennis the Menace, I was using this as I was tracing over it. I put notebook paper over it, and I was tracing. Yes. Those were the days. Inside Image. This is that nightmarish time. I wasn't sure what was going on. I thought, maybe, am I missing out on a new wonderful age of comics? And I should try these. And I tried them, and I just couldn't get into them. Yeah, there's another great artist from that time period. Hero Illustrated. I'd forgotten about that comic. Neil Gaiman's Mr. Hero. Neil Gaiman's the guy that's forcing me to watch all these American Gods. This is man, I hate insulting it, because there's always a possibility the person that created this comic could be watching my show. But, you know, I mean, someone tried. I don't want to insult them, but it's, you know, it's not real. I don't know why I own it. I don't know. It's kind of like underground almost. The artwork varies. It's not all one style. It's called Crime and Passion. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it. $2.25. Is it possible I could have paid $2.25? I must have bought it at a quarter bin. Somehow, sometimes I can't account for why a comic exists in my collection. And I used to have about 50 of this comic, this anti-drug Archie comic. I still have more than a few. They were freebies that teachers gave out long before I came along as a teacher. I guess they were just piled up. Just, yeah. Here's a She-Hulk comic. I think I've got 2 copies of this. I gotta go back through all these boxes and file in all these miscellaneous issues. This is one of those fake 1963 comics. This was a really good deal from Image. Because, you know, when you're trying to make the comics look like the 60s or early 60s, then I'm all in. And I have a better this is about as bad a quality comic as I would. That, I think, came from one of those Wounded Wonder things. This one, I think, is a childhood copy, so I can't use that excuse. I don't know what this shit is. Kitchen sink mail order catalog. I'll put that with Undergrounds over here. Inside Image. And here's a 10-cent Dell Francis the Talking Mule. Beat up all to hell. But it's it must have come from one of those Wounded Wonder packs. Very politically incorrect illustrations of natives. There you go. Alright, wonderful. Well, the red marker. Blah. So, that's that box. So apparently this is X-Men Through the End. I'll go through that other box over there and see. Yeah. And see if it has some of the X-Men comics that are missing from this box. But I'm not going to do that on camera, because that will require a lot of me pointing the camera at the ceiling and cursing and probably showing my ass crack and probably get me a thumbs down from somebody out there. Somebody gave me a thumbs down for that last video. Within the first 20 minutes of it being up, someone gave me a thumbs down. Maybe because I was playing I was playing with this radio and the sound effects. They probably tuned in to watch comics. I'm playing with the fake hand and then the sound effects. Yeah. People don't like my sense of humor. Okay, let's see what's in this delightful box. Man. Oh, wow. Hola, Sontato. Alright, what is this box here? Another Little Monsters. Ooh, isn't that a cool car? What in the name of all that is? I don't know what this comic is. It's just a part of a comic, but it's cool that it's got these borders. Have you ever seen a comic that has borders like this? It's clearly from the 50s. The Duke and the Dope. But sometimes you can do a Google search of a title of a story, and like it's got Squirrely, and you know, I could find out what comic Squirrely is in. But it's not just a coverless comic; it's a fucking beat up portion of a comic. So I'm not gonna throw that away. But it's not a. Oh, this is a House of Secrets. These are some coverless comics. Yeah, House of Secrets, number 18 from March of '59. Oh, wait. Civil War soldiers. Yeah. These horror comics in the late 50s were very tame because of the Comics Code. And it looks like we've got Robinson Crusoe. This when they talk about staple rust migration, I think that's what they're talking about. Yeesh, I don't even want this near my other comics. This is a Classics Illustrated, and this was the cover of it. Yikes. Here is a free comic, courtesy of Lone Star Comics, free comic day Wolverine thing. Okay, so what are we gonna just have another assorted bullshit here? Then read the New Gods as they really are. So this is reprints of Kirby's New Gods. So that should be under N. What am I in here? What box is this? Oh, it's got She-Hulk in it. Oh, these are more S's. Or no, because then it goes to Weird War. So this must be the box before X-Men. Yeah, Vampirella, Veronica, Warlock, Web of Spider-Man, Weird Western Tales. Oh, my other what ifs. Oh, I need to combine it with that box over there. I do need to pull that other box, because that other box is Vigilante through X-Men. And this box, yeah, Weird Suspense, Wacky Witch. Yeah, the She-Hulk stuff should not be here. Yeah. I wish I knew what time it was. There's no way to tell time when you're filming with a iPhone that I know of. Okay, so I'm going to try to bring that Vigilante through X-Men box over. I'm going to bring that box over, going to bring that box over, going to bring the box over, that box over, boy. Alright. Wacky Witch, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, shit. Marvel Tales. Marvel Tales. Shit.
It is as if something unseen is slowly spreading its poisons, edging timbers.
Hawkeye, hands off. Simmer down, Glamour Pants. I'm just changing a crummy fuse. But you know the rules. Nobody tampers with the equipment except Tony Stark. Okay, so he lends us his townhouse rent-free. That doesn't make him his official snoop, Grandpa. I'm warning you, you overrated has-been. I've been itching.
Okay, those Marvel Superheroes cartoons from 1966 were wonderful. They started in 66, but they aired throughout 67. They started at the end of 66, so. Okay.
Power Man, especially Captain America.
What a waste. I could finish them with power. Why all this sorcery?
Okay.
Avengers are strong, but they will not be united long. Come, the attack of the Enchantress. Up there!
Okay. One moment. Okay. be a wild novelty. It'd be easier on my back, I think. Okay. Will this work? Possibly.
Look at the power man, trying to blame a monster conjured up for their eyes.
Okay, vigilante.
Even after they've explained, the damage they've done will still be a stain upon their record.
Okay, let me get rid of this
Back at
stuff.
headquarters, there's little time to puzzle over the strange apparition.
Okay, so let's move vigilante over here.
Cap, I've tuned in a saboteur.
Then we have wacky witch.
He's tampering with the 8th Avenue subway
I don't know if have I shown you this box? No, I haven't.
Quicksilver,
Okay, so I need to not be
use your speed.
showing these two
Like a dazzling beam
quickly. Wacky witch.
races through miles of subway tunnels
Okay,
until finally
then Wallace Woods, Malice, and Wonderland. I think this needs to go with the Undergrounds.
Hurry, the other Avengers are coming.
Okay, Weird Secret Origins. Okay, so I'll move Wanted over.
Quicksilver's hurt.
We have to stop that train.
He's empty. A runaway.
Ooh, let's get a subscription crease. That can't be a subscription crease. Nobody would have subscribed to that.
From behind.
Somebody just folded it.
We had to stop that train.
Okay, I was joking about the fact that supervillains' mansions are always conveniently located close to the railroad tracks. That was probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago. So I went through this box,
It must have been.
but I'm now combining it with this other box. So yeah, I went through. I showed you all these. So and I remember going over the Wacky Adventures of Cracky. Some of you were mentioning that you bought this comic too.
No, my sorcery will guarantee your victory.
The Wacky Adventures of Cracky.
the Avengers Emergency Fund is emptied by a staggering bill for all the train damage.
Okay. War is Hell. I have other War is Hells. So that means there's another W box.
Someone is trying to discredit us.
Okay, I think.
And who?
Those illusions were the work
Warlock.
of a master magician. Or the
So I gotta move all my W's over
You really
until I get to
who else has the power?
weird.
The big question still is, why? She would do it just for revenge, Cap. Yeah.
Okay. I showed all these before. So, you know, the Warlocks I showed to you before.
We can't waste
Okay, so now I've got weird Mystery Tales.
He knows better than to tangle with me. Why, you... Don't. Stay out of this,
Let me move these over.
Fine, fight. Anytime, loudmouth. You are Here's what he is.
Okay, I showed you all these weird Mystery Tales. If you go back a few videos, you really should watch all of the Gratu videos. They're all historic.
ordered to disband the
Weird War. Okay, so then we have Weird Secret Origins, which is a more recent comic made to look old.
Temptress's diabolical plan.
Everybody talks about Walmart having comic books, and whenever I've gone to Walmart, I can never find them. I don't know where you look. Is it where they have all the trading cards? Because I'll ask random idiots working at Walmart, and if they have comics, and they have no idea, and they always tell me, no, we don't have any comic books. Look over in the card section, you know, the greeting card section. They're probably over there. I can never find them.
We become outlaws.
But I think they're mostly reprints of the new stuff. And this is weird suspense during the tarantula. Okay, so here's what we're confronted with. We got Weird War here, we got Weird War here. And Weird War number 1 is going to be over there with the Silver Age. Because I know I have a Weird War number 1. So, Weird War number 20 in this box, and this one is number 15.
No, wait. All of you. The Avengers mustn't end like this. We can't let the
Number 20.
so easily.
He knows it is my duty. Ah, he's helpless.
And then I've got number 22. I can't be stopped. Nothing can kill me now.
Do I move in on him now?
No. Even with your great strength, Power Man, your
Here's 23.
in America would be more secure if I destroy his spirit first.
Okay. Okay. Here's 24. Oh, we watched last Friday night. We watched the South Park special on
Are you afraid to speak? Mumbo jumbo.
HBO Max.
It'll be a waste
I won't say the title of it because I don't think you're allowed to say that word on YouTube. But if you just go to HBO Max, it's one of the things they promote on their menu. It's the latest South Park. It's really funny.
Just keep talking.
Okay. So I've got a decent, somewhat decent quality copy of Weird War 26. And then I've got a beat up quality. This was not my childhood copy. Oh, and then I've got another 26. I've got 3 copies of this.
falling to me on your knees to surrender.
Okay.
Enchantress, wait. She hung up. What?
Okay, so then we have 27.
Our phone tracer had time to
See, and then this box says 28. Oh, that's a cool cover.
if our phone tracer had time to pinpoint her location.
Okay.
Unless
Then the next one is 40, but over here I have 32.
the computer can come up with the answer. The lights. Those sounds again. No. The sorcery.
Then 40.
Captain America.
Okay. So I'm still in the Weird Wars here, but over here I've got Weird Western Tales, which means that hopefully I have more Weird Western Tales over here because I remember going through them
The others were here.
and thinking I am missing a lot of Weird Western Tales, so that's probably because I had them alphabetized in 2 separate boxes. There's 42.
No. He's on his way, Power Man.
43.
The other Avengers. First, my swift courier will lure the Bowman Hawkeye into my waiting web of peril beyond belief.
Let's just see if I can do these Weird Wars, because it's going to be quite a run here. And I should have them up through the 80s when they did the Creature Commandos. I think let me plug this in so it doesn't die.
Get ready, Power Man. 'Tis my raven.
We're almost up to an hour and a half. But the last few sessions up here in the comic room have been very productive, and so that's good. But you know, if you're new to comics, it's very you just gotta make sure you don't let them get out of order too much. And I don't know, it seems like people today mostly keep their comics in short boxes. That might be a smart move, just because they're easier to lug around. That's what I seem to notice when I look at everybody's comic book rooms on YouTube. 58.
America's final ordeal. Fighting and failing to escape the deadly spell I have placed
60.
on them. But I will.
I'm starting to get hungry.
Go get it.
Yeah, maybe I don't want to shortchange you in the content area. Because really, the longer I make these episodes, the more views I get. It's really weird. And if I have one that's just an hour, it doesn't even break 100 views. 62. Not that it really matters. It's 'cause but if I could get up over 1,000 subscribers, I would be broadcasting all day long, trying to. If I was monetized, I would never stop. I would be broadcasting while I sleep just to make more money. 64. These are times of low bread. I don't think I'll ever get to the point where I have 1,000 subscribers. 65. You don't see that every day. A centaur up against a tank. This is a great comic.
And things scattered about?
What happened here?
And I can confirm to you, because my late friend that I was referring to that saved Keanu Reeves' lives during the Los Angeles riots. He had inside knowledge about a lot of things because he was friends with Lemmy of Motorhead. He directed a Motorhead video. He directed a Ramones video. And in that Ramones video, he had tons of celebrities, and Lex Interior of the Cramps and things. And, you know, Lex Interior, who's also passed away, the lead singer of the Cramps, was a big comic book, horror comics of the 50s. He knew all about it. He had a huge collection and record collection. Oh, my point, the Ramones, you know, I can confirm from someone that knew the Ramones that Weird War was their favorite comic. They all love Weird War. So, it's the comic for pinheads. And you know, there's a famous Ramones song, the KKK Took My Baby Away. And Joey Ramone's singing about how the KKK stole his girlfriend. And what that was really about was also in the band was Johnny Ramone, and he was a huge he was a real comic book guy, and he collected movie posters, like 50s horror movie posters, and he also collected Nazi memorabilia. So some people thought he was a Nazi because he liked to collect things with swastikas on them. Well, anyway, he kind of stole Joey Ramone's girlfriend away, so Joey Ramone wrote that song, The KKK Took My Baby Away, and the KKK is referring to Johnny Ramone. And so anyway, that is a true story. Yeah, weird stuff, you know. Speaking of German soldiers and things, you know, Blondie, the band Blondie, were friends with the Ramones and the Cramps. You know, they all played at CBGB's in New York. Well, Johnny Ramone was really, he just into collecting all this Hitler stuff, right? So he was talking about Hitler's dog, who was named Blondie. And Deborah Harry thought, that's a great name for our band. Everyone thinks that they named their band after the comic strip because she has blonde hair. The band is actually named after Hitler's dog. Just a little bit of trivia for you. You can tell that to people at parties and they'll say, I don't believe that. That's bullshit. But, yeah, they were weird people. Number 77. But then, did Hitler name his dog after the comic strip? Maybe. I don't know. Was that comic strip around then? Yeah, it was. I think so. 81. The great Joe Kubert. I wonder what it was like to go to Joe Kubert's school. He had a school that taught you how to draw comic books. It would be interesting to talk to someone that graduated from that school. The people that were students at that school used to design that Heroes World catalog, that superhero catalog that came out in the 70s. That was all. Those are all students from Joe Kubert's school. This looks like my last Weird War, and now I've got a Weird Western Tales here. And what issue had the first appearance of? I looked that up the other night, and I don't recall. I don't think it was this issue, but it would be cool if it was. Weird Western Tales, Jonah Hex and El Diablo. So that's 13. Here's 14.
Back in business, Cap? With my apologies, Leader Man.
Here's 22.
I don't recall what we were feuding about, Hawkeye.
And in the other box,
The way things turned out,
I got 25.
right on the job. All
And
along.
oh, that's two separate covers. What? This is confusing. Weird Western Tales number 14, right? And then Weird Western Tales number 28. And then you combine that with the Batman cover with Ra's al Ghul, and you got 3 covers of people staked out in the sun, and you can put them on a shelf in your comic room, and people think there's something wrong with you. 14, 22, 25, 28, 29. Okay. Weird Wonder Tales. Okay, wait. Then I've got the Ultimates. U is before W. All these U comics need to be before. What? What is going on? Oh man, what? Veronica goes through. Oh, this is insane. Oh, here's more Weird Western Tales. What is going on? Oh. Okay, don't worry about it. I'll figure it out. Weird Western Tales, Weird Worlds. I showed you this before. These are the Edgar Rice Burroughs non-Tarzan stories. John Carter, David Ennis, all the Barsoom, which is Mars, the Venus, the Hollow Earth, Earth's core stories, which were great. And I've shown you these before, so I'm not being an asshole. Trust me, I'm not. I know I showed you these Welcome Back Cotters. I remember being kind of flummoxed as to why I bought them. But it might have had something to do with being 12 years old. Welcome Back Cotter. Then we moved Werewolf by Night over. And this is not all my Werewolf by Night, so they must all be here. Then I have a few What Ifs and What Thes. But I just found a What The. Where was that? Where was the What The? 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 I can't find it now. Oh well. Doesn't matter.
There you are, Don. I thought you'd forgotten your promise to take me to dinner tonight.
What the? Where monsters dwell.
I made a reservation at the Ritz Terrace.
Wild animals, wild cats.
You look beautiful tonight, Jane. If only it could be this way forever. But I dare not speak of my love until Odin consents to make her immortal.
Don, what seems to be bothering you?
I was wondering if we heard the last of the mysterious Mr. Hyde. I'll take your order now, sir. You.
Okay. Don't worry, I'm going to show you all this stuff. I just gotta
We can't reason with him, Jane. We've got to obey.
gotta move things around.
Into the car and drive where I tell you. We're turned into Thor now, but with Jane watching. Also, I'm anxious to learn what his plans are first. All right, buddy.
Do you guys miss the fact that Thor used to be Don Blake? That's all been forgotten apparently in modern comics.
Really, you are so frail. You might lose yourself if I let you run free. Now, before I leave, I'll
Okay.
time bomb to go off in 24 hours. And only I know how to shut it off. When anything happens to Mr. Hyde, you are doomed. Now, you come with
Okay.
me, beautiful.
How'd you like Wonder Woman killing all those people? When she stopped those terrorists, the way she just knock them like 50 feet into a brick wall, and their brains would drip down the wall. And then, to get rid of the last terrorist, she blew out the wall in a museum of art and sent all these bricks down on top of these policemen. And then, instead of worrying about maybe I might have hurt some of those policemen out there in the parking lot, she, goes and tells the little girl, "You can be what I am someday." I don't know. You just have to accept that in Zack Snyder's world, that the heroes kill people, and once you accept that that's the way it is in his world, then you can. You're into his alternate reality, then you can just enjoy it, I guess. But I don't think Batman killed people in this particular one. Oh, I have a real EC here. Look at that. I didn't even know I owned this. It's a real EC. Amazing. Okay.
In his Iron Man armor, Tony Stark's thoughts scream accusingly.
Now the Crimson Dynamo will
Okay. Alright. I think I've got it where we can start looking at comics again. Whoa. Oh, I see. I see what I gotta do. Alright. Okay. Things make sense again. I think. Oh, I still need to be standing. What am I thinking? Okay, so.
He was here too, and now they're all gone. The mysterious developments at Stark Enterprises are page 1 news.
It's not fair, Happy. The important thing is to find Tony.
Yeah, kid, but where? Only the Black Widow is sure she knows the answer.
Okay.
You'll have them all, don't you, Bardock?
You have started.
Oh boy.
No!
I thought that
He must be in hiding. Probably still holed up in his slightly
Vigilante through
dark
X-Men.
library.
Oh man, I see what I gotta do. I may have to do this angle. I don't know. Well. No, this isn't probably a good idea. Well, scheisse. Okay, let's try it. Ultimates. Did I show you these already? I think I might have. It's the Ultimate Avengers, basically. And really what they were doing was they were trying to show Hollywood, this is how a Hollywood movie could be. And you can, so they're thinking, you can tone down the costumes and make them look a little like that. And ultimately, Hollywood did follow a little bit with the Ultimates, but luckily left out some of the more horrible elements. But, this is fun to read. It's kind of a reimagining of the old Avengers stories.
We'll call the police.
Iron Man, help! Please, I am finished by the machine!
I'm coming. No, she's the Black Widow. It's a trick. Yes, a trick. With water power. Penetrating your transistor.
Oh yeah, in the 90s I was really into Ultraman. And so when I was hanging out with Joe Riley, when during the time of the Hypnotic Eye TV show and stuff, And these are reprints of the classic Ultraman stories, translated into English. Alright, so we have some Uncle Scrooge.
I will dare anything for a country that has been so good to me. Each bark, approved to Tony Stark.
It looks like he's looking at that UPC code like, what the hell is that? Why is that on the cover of our comic? It was never there before. The first 4 times you printed this story. There's Magica de Spell, who's like a duck witch. She's like a duck version of Vampira. So she was obviously a villainess.
I knew I could trust Professor Banco.
I have a copy of this that I got as a kid. Where is it? With the same living mailbox. But that wasn't the first time it was printed. That was probably the second or third printing, and that's probably the 4th time they reprint these old great stories by Karl Barks.
Longer than a whale, he can swim anywhere. He can freeze underwater and go flying through the air. The nose of the Prince of the Deep, moving where he can be seen. Lord Taylor of Atlantis is the Prince of the Deep.
Okay.
Thousands of fathoms beneath the sea in the fabled kingdom of Atlantis, Prince Namor I has summoned his royal council.
I have received reports of mysterious rays which threaten our land. I know not whether they be good or bad, but as your monarch, it is my duty to seek the source of this menace.
I beseech you first to send a learned crew of scientists to learn of their intent.
It would be cowardice if I were not true to my duty. Lord Master
All right.
will be in charge until my return. My decision so stands. Imperious Rex.
And so saying, the mighty submariner hastens to investigate the weird rays that seep insidiously toward Atlantis.
I sense something alien. A foreboding grows.
And here's one of those Dynabrite comics that Whitman put out. I was showing you, I think, last time.
Follow his every
They
The rays increase in density.
they're bragging how bright the colors are,
Coming from that old Spanish
and 69 cents.
object beneath the sea.
These were other Disney titles you could get.
Yet that galleon strikes no chord within my royal memory. Perhaps in Baby's
Uncle
love will be-
Scrooge
If that be
Adventures,
so, I shall soon drive them back. For none may challenge my kingdom.
and then
Namor is inside of
The Unknown Soldier. I was showing you Unknown Soldier the other day, but was that in another title?
with blinding speed. The ship surges to the surface and beyond into deepest space. While inside,
it was a trap.
There's 221.
Transported. But to where? And for what dread purpose?
the answer is soon incoming. As the rocket galleon
Ooh,
sits
boy.
down on a distant planet.
This is a rough cover here. Rough in the, I mean, you don't see
What world is this?
something like that
What
very
reason for
often
this madness?
in a code-approved comic.
Soon enough, Prince Baltor awaits you.
Man, I got 2 copies of that.
Attention, Namor, the first of Atlantis. Who calls my name? I, Prince Baltor.
252.
I too am a sovereign, and demand to know why I have thus been abducted. Because
260.
your kingdom is the 7 seas. And how can that serve your evil purpose? We are not evil, but my people are threatened.
261.
What has this to do with me? This is my chief scientist, Melmo. He will explain.
265.
Closely, Prince of Atlantis. This is our story. Many years ago, a comet passed through Argon, ripping our planet from its orbit. Argon was sent into
266.
space to become a wandering world. In passing, the comet had emanated
268.
which affected the hydrogen ions so that they would no longer combine with oxygen to form
Then they did this adult version,
only our underground lakes and rivers remain
and
unaffected. And this supply is nearly gone.
and
I have perfected a
so it must be
water-absorbing machine
really horrible,
which will soon transport your
horrible in the
very
sense of
water to
bloody.
I will fight to the death to preserve humanity.
Oh, it's set during Vietnam War. That's what they did.
What mean you by that?
So 260.
Why you were brought here.
to fight to the death.
Because you are of noble blood, we give you a chance to defend yourself. If you
Urban Legends.
you shall be set free.
And if you
I'll put it with Underground. This is when they brought Vampirella back after
The contest begins.
Warren Publishing went under. Scheiße. Damn it.
With my own strength and wits.
But
cannot evade the whirling blade.
and someone's still publishing Vampirella. I don't know who's doing it now. But now I think she's teamed up with superheroes or something.
Victim is impaled on the defender's
That's what I'm gathering. She's in some kind of superhero group.
himself of the ever-growing pressure.
Some of these covers are pretty good when they first brought it back.
Deathlock, I shall surely perish. And with me Atlantis. Perhaps I can turn his weapons one against the other. I did it. I'm free. Now we fight on equal terms. He has disarmed him.
The contest
Well,
is not yet over. His
this
great
cover's
strength
not
will
quite
lead
as good.
to
It's
a
okay, I
hell
guess.
against the defenders by
Vengeance of Vampirella.
Rise my lifeblood. I cannot withstand such scorch.
Vampirella Lives. They started to get like
Sacrifice.
X-Men and doing all these different titles. And
I grow weaker by the moment. But there is one more.
this is Vampirella Lives Part 3, but there's no title on the cover. Then they printed Vampirella Classic that reprinted the old Warren stories.
Namor flies round and round his foe, creating a vacuum that
I have most of these in their original
leaves his
form as Warren magazines, and I even have, I showed you the other day, a bound set of Vampirellas. They're bound like for a library of the first 20 issues.
Namor of Atlantis. Not without
Vampirella
This is only the first.
was drawn by Spanish artists, so Vampirella really
Namor, heed me.
should look like she's
Meanwhile,
from Spain. That
our guest.
Your hospitality
So.
overwhelms me.
she's actually kind of a dark complected vampire.
Also would forfeit your rights to a fair fight, and you would be put
This is Jim Silkey was another really great artist. I forgot about him.
Escort Prince Namor to his chamber.
Left alone at last, a weary Namor ponders the outcome of the next day's trial. I pray Neptune will give me the strength to pass the next test. Such a fate as they propose must never befall my fellow Earthling.
This is the Silver Anniversary Collection. It's reprints from the 70s from the Warren magazine. There's another one like that. Yeah, also Warren reprints. Excellent cover. That must be the Jim Silkey.
Its smothering force engulfs me. My strength is ebbing fast. The deadly tail. None but a true submariner would have the power to force the poisoned tail into the creature's own body. At every inanimate object on this world
I'm going to move some Wonder Woman and World's Finest from the back of this box to fit these Vampirellas into the correct spot.
Who are you?
I
I don't have that many more Vampirellas, so don't worry. Oh, I gotta move these all back.
But he seeks only to save you from a waterless death.
That is not so.
I don't know if these, what I'm showing you has any value today, or...
You presume too much.
Help us, noble prince, and you can name no price.
I may be, but still must I conduct myself with honor. And I am given name on the list.
Bellator is evil. He will betray you.
I must take that chance. For only if I pass the test will the earth be saved, and pass them I will.
So the Silver Anniversary Collection must be the reprints of Warren, which is why I was buying it.
Prince Baltor has tested your
Then they just kept starting new titles, Vampirella Retro.
Come with me.
They seem very thin. Very thin.
Penetrate into Argon to the very
Yeah.
core. There, Prince Namor, in yonder fissure, awaits your adversary. No matter what confronts me, I dare not falter. The destiny
I bought a statue of this, and I was very disappointed in it.
giant centipede.
So I don't believe in buying statues in advance. I can't afford to do it, but I did it back in the 90s.
I am unable to move. There must be a way. His giant fangs, they will be my weapon.
That's that's a very good painting. Very good.
Mine are the most powerful arms above or below the sea, and with just the right leverage, I can force the monster's jaws apart until... Well done, Prince Namor. But you will need all your resourcefulness to pass the final test. Follow me. It is here you will win or lose the contest.
Okay. All these Vampirellas are going to be before Vigilante.
A shadow.
I don't really like that cover.
Razor-sharp tongue could stab into his victim like a giant...
This Julie Strain. I think she married
My only hope is to elude him.
one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one of the creators of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Julie Strain. I think she married that guy, and then he bought the rights to Heavy Metal because he had so much money from the Turtles, I think, and made a new Heavy Metal animated film called Heavy Metal 2000, I think, and it wasn't very good, but I think he patterned the character in that after his wife. That's my vague recollection. Here's Vanguard Illustrated with a wonderful Dave Stevens cover. Now that's good artwork.
What is happening now? Your departure was merely an illusion.
Okay.
You have never really left off.
Veronica in
The
Texas.
perils I have faced were illusions too. No. Had you been defeated, you would have surely perished. But you triumphed.
Veronica.
You are valiant indeed, and true to your word. Therefore I must...
No, wait. There is still one more test. If
I
you can
think
climb it, only
Night Tiger Comics was showing off some Vampirellas from this, Veronicas rather, from this era, and I thought he said this was a sought-after issue. I'm pretty sure, and I think he said this was a sought-after issue. She's got the map on.
Only for one great...
Yeah, it's like he was showing off just some of the same issues that I've got here. And I think he said this was a sought-after issue. It may just be that because the sought-after issues are the ones that show more skin, and that's probably the ones that I bought. And that's probably why they're sought after, and that's probably why I bought them like this, you know. I don't know. By sought after, I don't know. I wouldn't think that there was a big collector's market for Archies from the 90s, but what do I know?
But even I cannot endure this force.
Alright, what do we got here? Oh, this is, yeah, this is, what's his face from the Misfits. And, I love Simon Beasley's art. He's also good. It's just a bunch of pictures of demons and S&M girls. It's the Verotic Rogues Gallery of Villains.
It's not such a fearful fate.
You are right, Defender. But one
Danzig, that's his fucking name. Glenn Danzig.
But there is yet
Why did I forget his name? Anyway, he did his own comic company, and he brought over Frazetta and Simon Beasley and everything. Nah, I'll put that in Underground.
shall go free. The word of battle
And
is a secret bond.
Violator and Bedrock. I mean, this is the kind of shit that the 90s produced.
What is that? Maldo's water-absorbing machine.
It's
He must be
lots of shots like that, you know. I mean,
He has locked the gears. They will not move.
probably why, you know, Buddy Saunders decided to get out of the brick and mortar comic store business, because he thought comics were for kids, and he was always dreading the next big crackdown on comics like it happened in the 50s. He knew it was going to happen again, and so he was trying to, anyway. Oh. But when you have a mail order business, you're not as much in danger, I guess.
You have saved my life. Now, Maldo, I let your monarch
Okay, here's my childhood copy of this issue.
Prince Nabor, you have
I've got more up there. Okay, gotta move the Walt Disney stuff over.
Argon's hours are numbered.
My power can save as well as destroy.
And I've shown you all of these before,
Magnetic hold on Argon.
so I may just...
Even you could not withstand the terrible radiation of the planet.
Yeah, I showed you all these relatively recently.
Be propelled far into space.
I'm almost positive I did.
In a rocket ship provided by Baltor, Prince Namor enters the heart of the radiation belts.
Yeah, this is a childhood copy, and... Yeah, I'm putting all the Walt Disney stuff just under W.
By Neptune I did.
Maybe I didn't show you these.
But I am honor bound to return to Prince Baltor.
Did I? Did I show you this?
Although Argon is still without
Like you can
life
really
or
answer
water.
me.
But you shall have water. I have seen
I showed you the super goof. Oh,
rain. 'Tis some miracle. 'Tis more than miracle. The radiation
I mean, it's just a bunch of Disney.
combined with oxygen to form water, and in your new
But,
world, you will never again know thirst. What can we do
yeah.
to atone?
We're already over 2 hours. Wow.
To my people.
Wow, man. No, I don't think I showed you these, because this is a reprint of an old Golden Age cover. You know. So how did I not show you these?
Beloved Atlantis once more, victorious.
More out of this box. I know I showed you the Wonder Woman comics, so I must have shown you the Walt Disney. It just must have slipped my mind. Damn. Okay. Vampirella, Vigilante, Violator, Wacky Witch. Well, all the Walt Disney stuff goes in here. Okay. So now I've got to put Warlock in here. Oh, and Warlord. Warlord. Oh, I don't know if I showed you these or not. Oh well. Gotta get this in there. Warlock and the Infinity Watch. Wacky Adventures of Cracky. Warlock. Alright. this goes with the other warlocks. Okay, then Warlord. Number 7. But I just showed you Warlord number 1. No. I had Warlord. The first appearance of Warlord wasn't Warlord number 1, was it? It was something else. Warlord number 8. I should have all of these. Warlord number 10. About as Edgar Rice Burroughs as you can get without being technically Edgar Rice Burroughs. Well, I always love this cover. Number 11. $13. 14. Okay, it's not dark yet. So I tell time like a caveman. It's not dark yet, so it's not dark o'clock. Now this is where they introduce Arak, the Native American hero. $17. What? 17. And then it goes to 70? I don't think so. There's another box with W's, clearly. 91. 103. 104. Warlord Annual 6. This is it, the big one. War Machine number 8. War of the Gods number 1. That's apparently the only one I got. Got this Weapon X. Okay, then I've got Web of Spider-Man. I think I want to put it with the Spider-Man comics. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think I would do. But, I think this is a really cool cover. I think it's a pretty sought-after issue. I don't know. Here's Web of Spider-Man number 4. What? And then I go to 122. I think some of the Web of Spider-Mans are already with the Spider-Man comics, because this is we got a lot of missing comics here. This is hideous art here. This is yeah, this is that 90s period that's like what? 125, 126. Let me put these down here, and then I will put them in the S box with Spider-Man. Okay, so we have another one of these weird Secret Origins here. I'm gonna... Damn. Okay. Weird Secret Origins. Apparently I have 2 copies of this. Yeah. Then I have more Weird Western that I need to put in here. Because Weird Western 29. And then I've got 42. And I know I've got a lot of Weird Westerns in between there that are probably in that other box, wherever it is. 43. $45. Yeah, Bat Lash was a character from the 60s. Scalp Hunter was a good comic. There's 47. That's 48. Wait. I just showed you 47. Where is it? Yeah, I'm not being careful, which means I'm getting tired and hungry. For 6, 47, 48. So I need to 49. This is 50. $51. I moved more Wonder Womans out of the back of this box into this box to fit in the Weird Western tales. $52. What? Yeah. 58. $59. And I know there's a lot more, but there's somewhere else. So what is this here? West Coast Avengers. Well, that would have to be after Weird Wonder Tales. After Welcome. There's definitely another box because all the Werewolf by Nights are over there. Werewolf by Night, Werewolf by Night. West Coast Avengers #2. I probably was buying it because Tigra's in it. And I was always a fan of Tigra, going back to her first appearance. There's 20. $43. $46. Okay, so now I have the other what ifs are over here. So here's what if #1. What if #2. This is a computer animated series that's going to be on Disney Plus soon. They're going to be using the the movie universe as the basis for the what if stories, but they're going to have the Watcher as the host. Jack Kirby, writer, artist, and editor. Someone else inked him, but it's basically him doing a new Fantastic Four story, but he's putting the bullpen in as the Fantastic Four. Yeah, I forgot about this. It's so wild to see Kirby doing Fantastic Four in the late 70s. What if Conan the Barbarian walked the earth today? I remember this being a good story. And then in this box, I've got 67. And you've seen the rest, I think. What if Captain America were revived today? Yeah, then what the Where Monsters Dwell, Witching Hour. Yeah, you've seen all that. Okay. And then we have World's Finest, Wrath of the Spectre, Wolf. Okay. So then I've got my X-Men from the 70s. But I need to move some X-Men from over here. Oh man. This may free up a whole box, actually, what I'm doing right now. Figure out where. Okay, that's that. Damn. Okay. Okay, so that's now Wonder Woman through X-Men. That's that. And then this one is Ultimates through Wolverine, Ultimates through Wolverine. I'm going to put one of these things in as cushion, as the first or last book in a box. I'll put in some cheap thing from Wizard, some Wizard catalog is the first thing or the last thing in a box to prevent things from getting hurt. Yeah, see, I've got another copy of this thing, Kings in Black, whatever that means. That's that in the back. Okay, so the lid to this one, I think that was a text message from my wife, but I didn't read it in time. It went away. This is, what did I say? Through Ultimates to Wolverine. Ooh, it almost is that already. The stuff I wrote in the 80s, UL through WI, I don't even need to change it. Wow. That's pretty cool. But what I was wanting to check is this other box I brought in from the other room before I ring off and go get a pizza. What's in this box? It's Marvel Tales Ultimate Marvel Team Up. That must be the comic I was talking about. I think that my Marvel Team Up, yeah, Ultimate Marvel Team Up. Yeah, there was a comic where it's Marvel 2-in-1. These are the M's. Micronauts, yeah. Midnight Tales, man. Mr. Monster, Monster Hunter, Miss Mystic. Okay, so this is an M box. Okay. Oh, I see what I can do. But I'll do that tomorrow, I think. Or should I do it now? Let's try doing it now. Okay, all right. Okay, so this box that starts with Justice Incorporated through Man-Thing. And this Man-Thing, then he goes to Dr. Graves. This starts with Marvel Tales. So I can't really combine these two. No. This one is just... So where's there another M box? Should I may have to figure that another time. Tomorrow. I think tomorrow my wife's mom's gonna come to stay with us for a few days. So I need to do a little bit of cleaning in the kitchen and vacuuming. But once she leaves, that gives me a 4-hour window to clean, because it'll take her 4 hours to get here from Houston. So, I might try to find that other M box and do some combining with an early morning episode tomorrow. But, yeah. Let's see what I can do here. quite a project that I started on, and we're starting to get close to being done. Kind of, sort of. So that's exciting. But not as exciting as a potential Mama's Pizza here in my future. Okay, that's off. That's off. Right, the stereo's off. Oh my gosh, what a nightmare. I think with that, I will see you soon. Take care.